Okay, so hi. I'm not gonna make this video too long. I had a question, and I was asked a question of somebody wanted to know what's a relationship with a Gemini and Sagittarius like. And I don't know, because this could be anywhere in your chart, because it could be like the Gemini Sun Moon Rising or the Sagittarius Sun Moon Rising. But if we're talking about sun signs, I guess I don't know. I just wanted to make a disclaimer first, but Gemini and Sag, this is the thing. Especially like sun signs, I'm targeting them, but it could be moon, rising, however like that too. Cause like moon on a personal, emotional level. Okay, so what are they like? See, this is the thing. Sag is Gemini's opposite sign. Okay, or Gemini is Sag's opposite sign, and in the zodiac, the opposites attract. The opposites are good for each other. A lot of times, like in couples or married couples, you're gonna find the opposite sign there. Okay, versus somewhere it's gonna play out. I don't know if it's gonna be sun rising, moon, sun, moon, rising moon. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Somewhere, or even you could go deeper in the chart and find it as well. Okay, I want you to let's get that clear, but I don't have any time to just go over all that. So, but the opposites, because see, the opposites is there, and you're attracted to one another because it shows you that other side. Like you're not really completely different. It's like you're different, or you're opposites, but you're not really completely different, because the thing where you both meet at, this common understanding, is just right there in the middle that creates the balance. When we're talking about Mayat, the scales, right? And it keeps each person fascinated and just interested enough in the other person to be its opposite, but have a lot of the same understandings and qualities too. So Sag and Gemini work good together because see, you got fire, air, which is sextile energies, right? So Gemini is going to be like out there, very creative, imaginative, like to read a lot of different information, come across a lot of different knowledge, talk, or communicate. It's pretty fashionable. Sagittarius are too, but I'm saying, like, I don't know, even the Geminis that I know, okay, because I don't want to say all Geminis do whatever, because see, it depends on what their placement is and what they have as their rising. Because see, a lot of times your rising is what you show up as to people. You get what I'm saying? So you might, the Geminis that I know, even if they're just not the greatest, they're not like trendsetters, they're still like, they look a certain way. They like to look a certain way. But, each person is different, But so they're like into that, they like come across a lot of different people, and in relationships they like to be independent. Okay, they like to be independent minded. Okay. They like relationships, don't get me wrong, but they like to be independent minded. Okay, and yes, I'm not gonna lie, like some Geminis are very good talkers, and they can talk themselves out of situations, point blank period. And the person is sitting there, even if you don't necessarily believe everything, you're like, well, she got some good point. And it doesn't mean that they're lying, okay? It just, they can't. But anyways, the thing about it is, though, them and their ability to see things through, as far as what like projects they start, just things, that's where it gets hard and sticky and tricky for Geminis. Like, because they're like, okay, I play with this, okay, boom, and I'm talking about ideas mostly. That can drive somebody mad, when you're in a relationship with them, because you're kind of like, stop, like I've heard people tell me that before, like literally stop, because I'm a Gemini. Okay, so let's switch it over on the Sag. See, Sagittarians, one, they pride themselves, okay, in independence. All right. I happen to be a Sagittarius rising, so ascendant. So I'm telling you, they pride themselves in independence. I think that they pride themselves in independence more than a Gemini does. That is why they get along with a Gemini, or they can make a good couple, because the Sagittarians may not give a flip, okay, about the fact that a Gemini wants mental independence. They're kind of like, okay, good for you, just, hey, go do that over there, because see, I need my time. You see what I'm saying? You might see them, I'm not saying all, but you could possibly see this couple in polygamous situations, or not polygamy necessarily, because I feel a lot of times polygamy, not all the time, but in a lot of situations or cases, can be more ego dominant. Depending on the person, that it could be the person that wants to have all of their cakes and eat them too, and they want to be like this king or something. Polygamy might be more Leo. That's a joke. But they might be more into open relationships. Not all. I'm saying you can find this in, I'm talking about openly open. Like for example, how do I want to put it? Or we'll turn a blind, not necessarily turn a blind eye to it, but it's like, well, you do it so you know I do it kind of thing. When other people, they may cheat or something. You get what I'm saying? On the low, they may act like, oh, okay, we're all together, and then they cheat. See, Gemini and Sag, they would be that relationship to where they're like, okay, possibly. Because as a Gemini, it's not that I want an open relationship. I just want the right partner. You get what I'm saying? And I'm good. So I'm not sitting here saying that all Geminis or Sagittarius want anything. I'm saying that, think about this for a second. Like, if you're really being upfront and honest with yourself, think about the mind of a Gemini and the actions of a Sag. But Sagittarius is like, I think even if Sagittarius ain't into the way they look, they got this way about themselves. Like a sophistication, especially a mature Sag. It's like, especially well-traveled and all that, they got this swagger about themselves that, you know what I'm saying? And when they do go to like dress up, they could be plain. It's something about them that looks philosophical. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. I'm a Sag rising. And don't y'all go saying like, well, you don't look philosophical to me. That's your opinion. But they a lot of Sagittarius show up a certain way, not all, and I'm not saying that they're all mature. I'm just saying, and like, take Jay-Z for example. Jay-Z ain't the nice looking guy on the block, but he got a certain type of swagger about himself. He's a Sagittarius. So, it's a no-brainer. But they're a Sagittarians, like, they have a focus, okay? But their focus is like out there. Okay? It's like sometimes it's hard. And like, I'm a Sagittarius ascendant, you know what I'm saying? And it depends on like the degree it's in and all that. Like, it is kind of hard for me like to sit here and look at that little dot that makes me connect eye contact with y'all. That's annoying to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I can't do it. It's just that it's annoying to me, and not to mention I'm a Gemini, but like looking out, a lot of times you may find Sagittarius do that, because see, they don't like operate like this up close and personal and think up close and personal. Like, they're not smart. They like shoot that, what's that, the centaur thing or whatever the case may be, where they're half horse and half human, with the bow. That's what they're like. They like see this target way out there and they shoot that bow thing, and they hit it, okay, and they focus is there the whole time. And it's kind of like, it's hard to get the Sag off of that they stuck that, whatever they got that bow and arrow in. Now, on its way there, and then this is the thing, it's full speed ahead after that, okay? Full speed ahead. So like it's like on its way there to get into that target. You know what I'm saying? There's things that the Sag may overlook or miss, and it's too speedy, and it's like you need that to back up a little bit. You need to get those details. Like I feel like honestly, what for me, what balances me out a lot is Taurus moon. Okay. Cause I'm gonna be full speed ahead, but I'm gonna always be like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You know, something has to slow the Sag down. Okay. Cause even on the way to that target, you be like all over here, stopping off over here. You know, you all at the AMP. Have y'all ever heard of like the AMP? I'm from North Carolina, so that may be a country store, but it's like a never mind. You all off over here at BP taking a fountain drink break. Oh yeah, let me get back on the roll. Now you all over here at Olive Garden. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You know, it's and the Gemini is not gonna really say anything to you about it. You know, because they're like, okay, as long as they ain't bothering me, this is the only thing. When you put them two together, what happens is it's easy for you guys to forget what brought you together with your relationship. You know, it's easy for you guys to lose the value of your relationship, to have so many other things involved in your relationship. And one day you look up and you're like, well, what happened? So I feel like it's very important for Gemini and Sagittarius, right, to have open communication about what they both feel. Yeah, that's right. What you both feel. But do it from a standpoint of where you're like, if you're a Gemini, tell the Sag. Because see, remember, the Sag got those things, those qualities that can help anchor a Gemini more. Okay. Or actually help a Gemini, even if not anchoring them, help them get something done. Okay. And the Gemini has the ability to help the Sag not be so cold, you know, like just full speed ahead action all the time, and not be so fixated on that target, and help expand. I'm not saying that, look, Sagittarius are ruled by Jupiter, they have an expansive mind, but I mean in a sense of the fact that a lot of times though, Sagittarians is gonna be those headstrong. Like if you believe in something or follow something, that's what you're gonna be headstrong about. I want you to understand that. Headstrong, or like your action is gonna be fully into that. That's a good thing. But the Geminis, and you're gonna be expensive in that area, but a Gemini could come along and be like, but wait a minute, let me show you the other side though. Let me show you. So the Gemini is gonna help add on to that expansion, because it's air, you know. And so you guys need to talk, have open communication and time that you spend together, and to where you come together and you be like, okay, I tell you what, since so you both have your independence, but you're like, okay, well, let's have talk night every week or 3 times a week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or let's have some type of build night where we both work on something together, or we both, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to incorporate things that grasp both interests that you can work on together, like some little projects. It could be something small around the house. It could be something big. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And talk about how you feel, because Geminis don't talk about how they feel. And when they do, or Geminis, it's not that they don't talk about how they feel. They can talk about how they feel. You know, it's just that they don't take time up to feel much. And they got that emotional side that when they start acting out, and then the other person that's dealing with them is like, well, what is wrong with you? It's because they do have an emotional side. They just don't they gotta, instead of being light and dark with it, they gotta be able to incorporate both of those sides. And so you can not be like this way, and then it's like, okay, now my emotions is taking control of me. You know, like, okay. You know, you don't have to operate them 2 different ways. You can bring them in. And as Sag don't really deal with how they feel. It's just the truth. Like, Sagittarius tend to be more optimistic. They're kind of like, well, I'm seeing the happy part of this, the good part of this. You know, even if it's something that touch people's feelings and they want to cry, the Sag is kind of like, but why? There's nothing to cry about. Like, I'm happy about this. We tried to surprise my Sagittarian friend for her birthday. She had no idea. She don't even live in the same town as us. We, like, her girlfriend got everybody together behind her back, got people to make personal videos for this girl. Do you know? She walked in and we surprised her. She was like, "Hey, oh, so y'all surprised me, didn't you?" And she smiled, hugged everybody like it was. And everybody knew that wasn't gonna. They was like, "Oh, see, we was talking about before you came in. We knew you was gonna cry." She was like, "No, I wouldn't." Then she looked at the surprise videos that we had sitting right there in front of them, and smiled. Oh, no. And we just thought, like, okay, there, because Sagittarius chooses to see the optimistic side. But this is the thing. Sometimes that's a good thing. Because that gives Sagittarians the luck, like the ability to make crap happen because of that. You know what I'm saying? But for your relationship's sake, Sag, sometimes come in and be like, and really feel what the other person is feeling, you know, or expressing, you know. So it's just about incorporating the two aspects of Gemini and Sag and bringing the all of you together, not just the good parts. Because in relationships, there's not all just good parts. Okay. So that's my little take on Sag and Gemini. And my email address is butterfly2lights11 @gmail.com.